No. Hi guys, welcome back. Forgot to close the door. Hi guys, welcome back. I know. We are back reacting. No more games for a little while. A little bit. I'm gonna try my best to record this. We are back reacting to My Story Animated. I love this freaking thing. It's so freaking stupid that I love it.
I'm about to tell you a story that's really personal. A story that led to me being in jail, all because I accepted a little money. Okay, well, a lot of money, but we'll get there. Before I really dive in, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification, or your floor will turn into quicksand.
You
Seriously,
better do it.
And we needed to move to a trailer park on the bad side of town because we didn't have enough money. But the worst part was my mom's health. She started losing it a bit.
She got that COVID.
It was nearly impossible for her to keep a job, and she was always inviting these creeps over to be with her. When I was 5, one of her boyfriends told her she should sell me to the circus, and he was serious. When I woke up, there were loads of cards for me in the mail, and oddly, there was one strange envelope with just my first name on it. I opened the envelope, and there was $300 inside. I was...
Wait a second. Get out of the way. I think I've reacted to this before. Hold on, let me check my channel. This is the one I've already reacted to, but forgot to press record. Spent 40 minutes recording it. Let's do it again.
Looked like the snack aisle at the grocery store had exploded all over my room.
It's only $300. It's only $300 though, like it's not really that much money. Why would you spend it on food? It'd be nice if it was food.
Even $600. Sometimes there was a note attached, and then sometimes there was just a smiley face. Of course, I didn't tell my mom about this. I took the money and bought myself everything I wanted. New toys, dozens of trips to the movie theater, entire afternoons in the arcade. I felt like a different person. Whenever I saw the bills piling up, I would secretly send cash in to pay for them. I shouldn't have had to do that as a 13.
Okay, we're back after like 25 frustrating minutes. Maybe I got the internet working now. If it didn't, then somebody's gonna have to suck my dick.
I once tried to give her money so she could buy some pretty clothes, but she refused and said, "I don't need your friend's money, I'm happy the way I am." So I tried sending her an anonymous envelope that was full of money, but she rejected the money and asked me to donate it to the church, and that she wants to stay poor and not accept charity. I had to respect her for that. Rejecting free money when you're poor is extremely hard.
That and getting random money could be illegal.
So I stopped trying to give her money.
Somebody could
One day,
be trying
one of the
to
letters
give you
said,
away money they stole from a bank or something.
I love watching you. Now that made me want to puke. For the first time, I really began to wonder who was sending me this money. Was it some stalker? Was it Mike, my mom's creepy ex? I started closing my blinds and barely leaving the house. Around that same time, I realized the letters were always coming on Sundays. So, one Saturday night, I sat out in the yard behind a tree.
Or you could call the police and the internet. How far has we made it? 3 minutes and 6 seconds. I have been recording for almost 50 minutes.
And around 4 a.m., I saw a car pull up. My heart was beating out of my chest. I could see a man in the front seat, but he was wearing some kind of mask. He got out to put the letter in the mailbox, and I stood up and sprinted towards him. He acted like I was about to murder him. He ran into the car and locked the doors. I hit the side of the window trying to tell him I just wanted to meet him, but he tried driving off. I held onto the door with all of my might, but he was just driving too fast. I got dragged for a few feet, and then I crashed onto the road as he took off, leaving me there. I busted my face open and had to go to the hospital to get stitches. Of course, I looked like a freak with a giant gap. rash on my face, and I was definitely going to have a bad scar for a long time. The hospital bills were stupid expensive, so I was really excited to head home and get my next letter.
2 hours later, we're back. Okay, so we left off at like this creepy guy, she's making money and stuff.
The time I entered high school, I wanted to date, so I asked one of my classmates out, and he took one long look at me and said, "No, you're ugly." I was really struggling. With a massive scar on my face, no one really wanted to date me. On my way home from school most days, I would cry. But then I realized I had started putting $5,000 in every week. I started buying things for my classmates. The most popular girl got a new iPhone from me. Some other kids got skateboards, Gucci clothes, and even sneakers worth hundreds of dollars. Suddenly, everybody wanted to be my friend. Even Leo, the hottest boy in school. I had been crushing on him since I was 6, and he was finally giving me the time of day. I bought him watches, hats, golf clubs. I took us out to dinner every single night, and we dined like kings. I was living the dream.
Wow, okay.
Soon, our entire friend group was decked out in nice clothes, and people around the school started asking me for money and things.
It's gonna
I
be
wanted
like
people to
illegal
like
money
me,
or something.
so I just gave people
Someone
what they
stole
wanted.
it and they
but
just
that didn't go over too well.
gave it to
One
her
day,
so they don't have
during
to
lunch, I got called
deal
into
with
the
it.
principal's office, in front of everyone. When I got inside, the principal started asking me where I was getting all this money. Even worse, he said, "Your grades aren't good enough to make this kind of money at a job." I couldn't believe he would say something so terrible. I didn't need this. I stood up and told him it was none of his business and he could shove it, which went about as well as you'd expect. I got
Jesus.
suspended for talking back to him, which wouldn't be a big deal, except he was going to call my mom that afternoon. I've never run faster in my life. I burst into our house to find my mom asleep on the couch. I took her phone from her purse and blocked the school's number, but while I was holding it, she got a text. It read, "You owe me $2,500 or we're going to have a problem." When I scrolled further up to see all the previous messages, I was shocked. Apparently, my mom had been buying illegal goods from some random guy, and he did not seem friendly. So I did what I knew I had to do. I texted him that I'd meet him at a local park and drop off the money. He insisted we do it at night, and I was insanely nervous. Then a buff guy stepped out and
Please. Please.
insisted we do it at night.
Okay,
and I
it
was
worked.
insanely nervous, but I agreed. I sat in the park in the dark, and a sketchy car drove up. Then a buff guy stepped out and charged
God.
over to me. I
Oh,
thought he
God.
was going to jump me or something.
Is he gonna start
stopped
eating
and asked why the
salad?
heck
Fuck!
I handed him the money, my hands shaking, and told him to stop talking to my mom. But he wasn't going down without a fight. He said he was going to talk to whoever he wanted
Beat
to.
the shit out of him.
Frustrated, I handed him an extra $1,000, and he was shocked. He said he'd stay away. Thankfully.
That was
Those next
stupid.
few days stuck at home with my mom was a nightmare. I pretended I had a cold so I couldn't go to school. Of course, she had guys over. I was disgusted hearing her make out with them, so I snuck out the window. I ended up spending a lot of my time with Leo. He thought it was super cool I got expelled, and honestly, he made me feel like the coolest person ever. We went to the mall and shopped together every day. When he
Load. I'm crazy. They're freaking load. Freaking load.
a letter, but it wasn't a Sunday, so I was surprised. I was even more surprised when I opened the envelope and it was a huge letter. The letter said that Leo was cheating on me with Rebecca.
God damn it.
His house and sat behind a tree, just out of sight.
And then he
you know
killed
what
her.
I saw? Leo and her in the backyard, laying by the pool and making out. My stomach turned. I couldn't believe it. I inched closer to hear what they were talking about, and Rebecca was talking about how ugly I was. Leo laughed and agreed with her, saying he was just in it for the money. I had never
Well,
been that
yeah.
mad before in my life. Frustrated.
What do you think?
The next morning, my suspension from school was officially up. When I pulled up to the school, I felt like $1,000,000 because I was pulling up in the exact car that Leo wanted. He was so stoked at first, thinking it was a surprise for him, so he ran to me and asked for the key. But then I dropped the bomb on him in front of everyone. We're over. This car is a gift for myself because I tolerated you all this time. I've never seen someone get that embarrassed. People were laughing at him and asking me if they could get in my car and go for a spin. And I deserved all that praise because buying the car was not
deserved
easy.
it for sure.
They were super nervous
Ruining
about taking
people's
all
lives.
cash from a 16-year-old. When I came back from taking the car for a spin, there were police all over the place. They yanked me out of the car and put me in handcuffs. It felt like I was in a nightmare. I asked what this was about, and the cops told me it was for using and distributing counterfeit money.
I knew it. It's freaking illegal money. I knew it. Many hours later, and a very interesting event that I might talk about another day. Maybe.
The car pulled up, and all the police lights flashed on. I started to cry, and I bolted out of the house to see him. I needed to apologize for all of this. He tried to drive away from the cops, and a huge chase started. And my world fell apart.
I don't even care who hears
I recognized the man underneath
honestly.
the mask. It wasn't one of my mom's ex-boyfriends. It wasn't
I
Mabel.
started recording
It
this
was
at...
My dad, who had died when I was 2. Now, it was him apologizing. My mom and I stood there in absolute shock while they put him in the cop car.
1
When we found out the real story,
and,
I couldn't believe it. After I was born, my mom and dad were
It's
fighting
almost
a
7.
lot. The stress of raising a family was apparently too much for him, so he left for work one day and faked his own death by crashing a boat. He had a float with him to get to shore, and that's when he started a whole new life. He couldn't get a job without an ID, so he started making counterfeit money to get himself by. By the time he realized how unhappy he was and how much he missed us, he thought it was too late to come back. Instead, he watched us from a distance. He knew about my mom's issues, so he gave me the money to take care of us. He had watched every birthday party, every game, every trip I had ever taken, and now he was going to jail for 20 years. Now all the money I had was gone, and I was poor again. I can lie and say I'm happier now without the money, but I'm not. And I also lost all my friends because everyone thinks my father is a mob boss. But yesterday, I received a mysterious envelope with a ton of cash inside, and to be honest, I don't know what to do.
I have some scars on me now from what I did earlier, but did it. YouTube, or not YouTube, AT&T. No, I'm really pissed. I'm really trying not to break something. I punched a lot of things today. Yeah. AT&T, suck it. I hate them. Thank God very soon I get to change the thing, so maybe I'll go back to Verizon or we'll go to some other place, but maybe my videos won't take as long to record. I am not joking you when I say I started at like 12 or 1. I'm not kidding you. It's taken hours. The video was 13 minutes long. It took that long to do that. It pisses me off. Oh yeah, anyway, if you guys enjoyed or some shit, I don't really know, I'm tired, then press like and subscribe and leave a bell. I still have to go do multiple other videos today because because AT&T is a piece of shit and they all suck my dick, and you know, that's how it happens. Come at me. I'm just making videos online. I don't give a shit what you guys think. You're a piece of shit, basically. Anyway, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.